Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the menus, like types of menus. What are the app bar or action bar, or how to create our action bar or our options menu and all. So first thing is we need to know about the types of menus. Okay. So what is menu? So menu is a set of options that user can select to perform a function where searching for information, saving information, editing, navigating screen. I think almost all of you who are all using the smartphones have seen these options. Like in the menu, okay, in the menu, like you have a three dots options where you can get settings. So likewise, okay, or if you click on any particular item on your screen, so you one pop-up will appear where you need to edit, or we need to share, or we need to delete likewise. Okay, those are all the different types of menus. Let's see what are all the types of menus. So our first one is option menu, context menu, contextual action bar, pop-up menu. Okay, so what is this option menu? So this is option menu. The first diagram what I am showing is, that is option menu, where this option menu will be appearing on your app bar. Okay, that is application bar. Whatever the application you will be using in that app bar, this option menu will apply. It will be displayed. Okay, and also it provides some of the primary options. Okay, so for example, options menus, like as you see in this example, okay, you can have a search, share, see profile, or if you want to have a settings there, these are all the option menus. If you see these options like this, then we say this as a option menu. So next is context menu. The second figure what here it is displaying is a context menu. So this context menu will be appearing as a floating. Okay, it will be appearing. It means that in your screen it will be like a floating. Okay, it's have a list of choices will be appear. Floating list of choices will be appears. Okay, where this will be perform. How this context menu will appear if you perform a long tap operation on an element on your screen. So on your screen there will be an element. If you perform a long tap on that particular element, this context menu appears. For example, if you want in this example, so where you can edit or where you can share and delete. So this is a simple example. So next is third one, that is contextual action bar. Okay, contextual action bar. So where this appears on top of the screen. Okay, see, for example, in your WhatsApp application, if you select two or three chats, so long press and select two or three chats. So in the app bar only, this contextual action bar will appear where you perform share operation, or where you want to delete those things. Likewise, it appears. So that is contextual action bar. So for this, we will say it as a contextual action bar. So next one, fourth one, that is fourth menu is pop-up menu. Okay, so this pop-up menu appear to view such as image button, where this pop-up menu will be appearing as an image button and provides overflow of actions. Okay, it provides like an overflow of an action where it appears as an such as image button. For example, in your Gmail application, in your mobile, there is a Gmail application where it appears a pop-up menu to the action bar, where for example, if you click uh, in the email, if you click any three dots button, you can see that replay all, forward, likewise. So for these types, we will say this as a pop-up menu. Okay, as you see in this figure, we see for this we will say it's a pop-up menu. Okay, let's see all these menus one by one. So first one is app bar and options menu. Okay, so this app bar, okay, whatever the app bar is there, we also say this app bar is also called as an action bar. Okay, we say this app bar is also called as an action bar, where it will be having some dedicated space, okay, at each top of each activity screen. Okay, in every activity screen, whatever activities are there in particular application, at the top of that it will be having some dedicated space to have an action bar or an app bar. So when you create an when you create an activity for a template, okay, so from the template you will be creating an activity. okay, the app bar will automatically included in the activity. So this app bar will be automatically included in the activity. Okay, so app bar means, see for example, so if you consider this is an application, so here it will be displaying like what if, for example, if your application is WhatsApp, it will be displayed here. So this is action bar, that is app bar. Okay, so the default, okay, so app bar by default shows the app title. Okay, so by default in your app bar, as soon as you create a project with an activity, okay, so by default it provides an application name, that is app title will be displayed on the app bar. Or if you can have a coding part where that app bar name, whatever the app bar name is displayed, so the name is defined in the Android manifest.xml, where it will be displayed in this file with an attribute Android label. Okay, Android label attribute will be there. In that label attribute, you can specify the app bar name. So next, that is about the app bar. Next is option menu. So option menu, so in the app bar provides navigation to other activities. Okay, so this option menu, if you use option menu, where this option menu provides navigation to other activities within the application. Okay, or primary options where that affects the using of a app itself. Say for example, okay, for example, your options menu might provide user choices, where your option menu provides, and some of the user choices with option menus will be there for navigating to other activities. Okay, for navigating to other activities, or if you want to place an order, or if you're having some impact on that particular application you have, or you may have a settings, or you may have some of the icons. Okay, so those are all the, it comes under this. Okay, the option menu appears in right corner of a app bar. So okay, the app bar is split into 4 different functional areas. Okay, this is the app bar. Okay, this is the app bar, where this app bar has been differentiated into 4 different functional areas. Let's see this, what are the 4 different functional areas are. First one is navigation button. Okay, second one is title, third one is action icons for option menu, fourth one is overflow options menu. Okay, overflow options menu. So what is this navigation button or up button? Okay, so in this navigation button, space to open the navigation drawer. See for example, if you have opened the Gmail app application, so there will be a three lines will be there. So if you click on that, you will get the options. Okay, so you will get some of the options like inbox, social, or promotions, or sent items like this. So this is the navigation bar or a up button, we can say this. So next is title. Okay, so next is title. So this title means whatever the app will be there for that particular app. In particular this app bar, this is the app title. Whatever the application will be there, that application title will be displayed here. Okay, this title can be used in a, that this title will be written in the code Android manifest.xml, as I said. So in the attribute, label attribute for the particular activity. So next is action icons for option menu. So as you see in this figure, this is an action icons. Okay, so each action icon appears in the app bar. Whatever the action icons for the options menu will be there, that action icons will be displayed or appears on the application bar. Okay, so where you will be having more frequently using that action icons. Okay, so that will be showed as an icons. Whatever the less frequently used option menus will be there, that will be shown as a list. Okay, that will be showed as a list. Next is overflow option menu. Okay, this is a overflow icon. Okay, this is the overflow icon where pop up with option menu items, where it will be pop up with the option menu items. Okay, that will be pop up with the option menu items. Say for example, See, for example, if you consider your WhatsApp, so if you have your mobile, you can open, if you open your WhatsApp app, so the app bar will be there. So the app title will be WhatsApp. Okay. So in the same app bar, there is a search button and three dots button will be there. So search button is frequently used. That's why it will be displayed as an action icons for the option menu. So on three dots, if you click on that, you will be getting, if you want to create a new group, or if you want to create a broadcast, or if you have a WhatsApp web, or you have a payments or a settings. So these are all the less used options. So that's why it will display an overflow option menu. So this is an example how you need to understand. So next, so frequently used option menu items will be there. So those frequently used option menus appears as icons. Okay, as I said, whatever the frequently used options will be, menu options will be there. So those will be displayed as an appears as an action icon. Sorry, icons. Okay, where these icons will be there, where these icons will appear in the app bar. That is application bar. Okay, so whatever the overflow options menus will be there, whatever the overflow option menus will be there, so that will be shown like this. That is in the three dots. So let's see what are all this, as you see in this figure 1 2 3 4. So first one is app bar, second one is option menu action icons, third one is overflow button, so fourth one is options for overflow menu. So what this third one I said, overflow button, for that there is an overflow menus will be there. Okay, so what is this app bar? So let's see, the app bar includes app title. Okay, as you see in this figure, the app bar includes the app title, or option menu and overflow button. Three will be there in the app bar. Next is options menu action items. Options menu action items. The first two. So as you see in this figure number 2, so there are two icons. That is the option menu action icons. That will be appeared in the app bar. Appears in the app bar. So next is overflow button. So as you see in this figure, that is the third option. Okay. So that is an overflow button, where overflow button will be displayed in the three dots. Okay, so where this three, if you click on the three dot overflow button, so that appears option menu items, that is sub items. Next is overflow menu, that is fourth one. These are all the sub items for this particular overflow button. So we come to know that, so in the app bar, what all the will be there, like actually in the app bar there will be a title, that is application name, and action icons, and overflow button, and options for that particular overflow button. And so let's see how to add those things. Okay, so how to create your app bar. Okay, so for each activity that uses default theme name also as an action bar at its app bar. Okay, so each, whatever the activity will be there, for each activity this uses a default theme, that is action bar. So themes also set up an action bar. Okay, themes also set up an action bar as an app bar by default. Okay, by default it will be set. So when you start an app from a template, so if you create a project with an empty activity, okay, the action bar appears as a, whatever the action bar will be there, that appears as an app bar. Okay, so the native app bar, so whatever the native app bar will be there, that behaves differently for the versions of the Android running. Okay, so for these reasons, so for this particular native behaves differently. Okay, the native action, whatever the native action bar will be there, so that will be behaving differently based on the versions of the Android. So for this, so it should not behave differently, because all the applications will be running on different devices, so it should be in a proper way. So for this reason, if you are adding an options menu, okay, so if in our particular app, if we want to add an option menus, okay, so like icons or an overflow button, so we should use v7 app compact library, support library. Okay, we should use v7 app compact support library. Okay, so from that library, toolbar as an app bar. Okay, so using a toolbar, so from that library, if you for using a toolbar, so it makes easier to set up an app bar. So if we use a toolbar, so it will be easy to set up the application bar how we need, and we can work with the widgets range of different devices. So in order to use the toolbar as an app bar for any particular activity, we need to do one of the following steps. So first one is, we need to start our project with the basic activity template, where this particular template implements the toolbar for the activity. Okay, so as soon as we create our project with the basic template, activity template, we should implement the toolbar. This is first thing. So next, we need to do it ourselves. What are all the things we need to do? Add the support library. Okay, we need to add support library, that is app compact and design part. So next, second one is, we need to use no action bar theme, and also styles for the app bar and background. We need to set the styles for the particular app bar and the background. Next, third thing what we need to do, we need to add app bar layout and a toolbar to the layout. So next, fourth thing, we need to add code to the activity, and we need to set up the bar. So let's see how to do all these things, how to add libraries and all the things one by one. Next is, we need to add support libraries. How? So when you start your project with the basic activity template, so the templates only adds the support libraries. Okay, the template only adds the support libraries. So if we are not creating with the basic activity template, okay, if we are not creating our application with not the basic activity template, so then we need to add the app compact support library. Okay, so that is current version will be of a v7 support library. Okay, so where we need to add for the toolbar class, and also we need to have a design library for the particular no action bar theme. Okay, no action. So how to do that? So first step is we need to choose tools, Android SDK manager. There we need to check the Android support repositories have been installed or not. Okay, if it is not installed, we need to install those Android support repositories. Okay, in the Android Studio, you will be having an option tools menu bar. In the menu bar, there will be having a tools. If you click on the tools, you will get a SDK manager. Okay, you will get SDK manager. If you click on that SDK manager, one dialog box will be appeared. So in that, we need to go for an Android support repository. So if you click on that, you will be having a list of support repositories will be there. So for our app compact support library, whatever the necessary tools are there, we need to install it. Okay, if it is not installed, we need to install it. So if it is already installed, it's okay. So next, so second step, we need to open our Gradle build.gradle file. Okay, so we need to open build.gradle file in the particular application. So then in the particular build.gradle file, we need to add support library feature project identifiers. Okay, where we need to add that for the dependency sections. So in the build.gradle file, there will be a dependency sections. In that dependency section, we need to add the support library. For example, if you want to include app compact and design, okay, if you want to include app compact and design, so this is an example how we need to add the dependency. Okay, compile com.android.support app compact with the version name, and for the design, so we need to compile com.android.support design 23.4.0. So if you are not using the version number, if you are using the lower version numbers, so automatically the suggestions will be given. We need to use a newer version numbers. Okay, this is how we are going to add the support libraries to our project. So next is using themes to design app bar. So what the themes we need to use to design the app bar? Okay, so as I said, if you are using with the basic activity template, so the template will be defaultly adding the themes where it replaces the action bar and the toolbar. So if you are not using the basic activity template, so you can use toolbar class. Okay, if you use toolbar class for the particular application bar, so we need to turn off the default action bar. Okay, we need to turn off the default action bar. So by using a no action bar theme for the activity. So the themes in Android. So whatever the themes which are available in the Android, so that are similar to the styles. Okay, that are similar to the styles. So except that that will be applied to an entire app. Okay, or the entire activity rather than a specific particular view. Okay, so when you create a new project in an Android Studio, so for example, if you create a new project in Android Studio, okay, the app theme is automatically generated. So whatever the app theme will be there, that theme will be automatically generated. So for example, so if you create a project with an empty activity, okay, the app theme is provided in styles.xml, where this app theme will be there. So that app theme will be provided in the styles.xml file. So where this file will be there in the resource folder, this file will be there. Okay, in the resource folder, this particular styles.xml file will be there. Okay, so in the resource folder, there is a folder called values. Within the values, there is a file called styles.xml. So in that XML file, so this particular empty activity will be there, that will be automatically generated. So here what we need, we can change this. Okay, we can modify the theme. Okay, we can modify the theme where to provide a style for our app bar. So if you want to provide one style for the particular app bar, we can modify it there. Okay, so and if you want to, we can modify app background. Okay, so visible and stands off against the background. So how we need to do, we need to follow the steps. First, you open the styles.xml, where this file will be there in the resource folder. Resource folder, there is a value folder. Within the value folder, this file will be there. So in that file, this is a default code will be there. Okay, so this is the default code will be there. Okay, so here the app theme, okay, the style name app theme is there. No, here in this default there is a style name app theme, where this app theme is inherited from a parent. Okay, this particular style is inherited from a parent. What that parent is called as theme dot app compact dot light dot dark action bar. Okay, where this can be override in inherited style. Okay, this can be overridden. So next is we need to add app theme dot no action bar. Okay, we need to add app theme dot no action bar and app theme dot app bar overlay and app theme dot pop up overlay styles under the app theme style. Okay, so in the whatever the default code will be there, the style name within that we need to add all these things, all these styles. See, as you see in this particular code, so the style name is the default. So in that, in the resource, you will be again adding the name app theme dot no action bar, app theme dot app bar overlay, app theme dot pop up overlay. So whatever these styles will be there. Okay, so these styles will override the style attribute with the same name of app theme. Whatever the default app theme style name will be there, so these three will be overridden. So where it affects the appearance of the app bar and the app's background. So if you override all these styles, that will be where you will override for the app theme. Okay, so where if you override this, it will going to affect to the appearance of the app bar and the app's background. So third step is, see, in the Android manifest.xml file. Okay, in the Android manifest.xml file, we need to add a theme that is no action bar theme. Okay, we need to add a theme, no action bar theme, where in the app compact to the application element, in the app compact to the application element. So by using this, theme, what theme? No action bar theme. So it prevents the app from using a native action bar class. Okay, that is provided by default. So where you will add this? So there is an application element, within that there will be an activity element. So there you can use theme attribute with the no action bar. Okay, so as soon as you edit this styles.xml file, we need to add this no action bar theme in the Android manifest.xml file. So next is adding AppBarLayout and toolbar to the layout. Okay. So if you are creating a project without using a basic activity, so you can include, as I said, you can include the toolbar. Okay, you can include toolbar in an activity layout. Okay, by adding app bar layout and toolbar element. So what is this app bar layout? As I said, we need to add an app bar layout. Okay, so app bar layout is vertical linear layout. Okay, app bar layout is a vertical linear layout where this particular app bar layout is going to implement many feature of the material designs app bar. Okay, it will be implementing the many features. Where from which features are that? From the material design app bar concepts, like scrollings. Okay, so what this app bar must, so this app bar must be direct child within the coordinator layout. So as soon as you create a project, there will be a default layout, that is coordinator layout. So that is a direct child. Okay, app bar layout must be a direct child of this particular layout root view, and the toolbar must be a direct child within the app bar layout. So what I said in the moldings, let's see this with a code. So there is an layout, coordinator layout. So within that, you will be using an app bar layout. So this is a direct child for this coordinator layout. So where within this app bar layout, we will be using a toolbar. So this toolbar is direct child to the app bar layout. So next step is to position the toolbar at the top of the activities layout. So next we need to keep in mind that we need to position the toolbar at the top of the activity layouts. So next what we need to know, so we need to know that app bar layout also requires separate content layout sibling for the contents that scroll underneath the app bar. So for this we need to add, we need to add a sibling as a view group. So separate content layout sibling will be there. For this we need to add a sibling as a, how we are going to add the sibling as a view group. Okay, we are going to add the sibling as a view group, where such as linear layout or a relative layout. So in the same layout, whatever the layout will be there in that particular same layout file for the activity, or in a separate layout file, we can have a content main.xml. Okay, we can have a, you can create a content layout, content underscore main.xml. So next we need to know that we need to set the content sibling scrolling behavior. So as you add this sibling as a view group, whatever the contents will be there in that scroll. So for that content, we need to set the scrolling behavior. How we will be scrolling behavior will be done. So in the linear layout, we need to add a behavior, that is attribute behavior layout underscore behavior attribute with the app bar layout dot scrolling view behavior. We need to add this in our layout file. Next is, so what this so we will be adding this layout behavior, as I said. So the layout behavior for this particular relative layout will be set in a string resource. Okay, this particular behavior is set in a string resource. Okay, that is the string resource is, so as the value only says, this particular resource is in the string file. Okay, this particular resource is in the string file, as you see in this code, where this string resource which controls the scrolling behavior of the screen. Okay, where that is relation to the app bar at the top. Okay, at the top there will be an app bar, so that will be having control in the scrolling behavior. The string resource represents following. The represents the string. Okay, the string resource will represents the string. So where in the values.xml file, there will be a android.support.design will be there, where you should not to be edited. So next is adding code to set up the app bar. So how we need to set up the app bar? So step one, so make sure that whatever the activity is created, whatever the project you create, So there will be an activity class. So for class my activity, where this particular class should extend app compact activity. So we need to make sure that whatever the class is there, activity is there, that activity should get extends to the app compact activity. That is a step one. So step two, so in that particular activity, there is an override method on create method. Okay, on create method. So as you see in the step two, there is an override method within this particular activity, that is on create method. So within that on create method, we need to call set support action bar method. We need to call set support action bar. We need to call set support action bar, and in for this particular method, we need to pass the activity, whatever the toolbar's activity will be there, that toolbar will be passed. So what this method will do, so this method, that is set support action bar method, sets the toolbar as a top, as an app bar for the activity. This particular method will set the toolbar as the app bar. So whatever you do, so it will be appeared in the app bar. So next is adding the option menus. So how to add the option menus? So Android provides, so whatever the Android is there, that Android will be providing standard XML format. Okay, it will be providing the standard XML format to define the menu items. So this standard for XML format is to define the option menu items. So you can define menu and all its items, where you can define, so in the XML menu resource. Okay, we can define our own menu and menu items in the XML menu resource. So a menu resource defines, what this menu resource defines. So this menu resource defines application menu. So where this resource can be inflated with the menu inflator. Okay, where this resource will be inflated with the menu inflator, where this particular menu inflator which loads the resource as menu object. Okay, in the activity, this menu inflator will be loading the resources as a menu object. So if you start an app project with a basic template, so okay, this term, so if you are creating a project with a basic template or an empty activity, this template is going to add the menu resources and inflates the option menu with the menu inflator. Okay, so if you, and then we need to go right to defining how menu item appears. So by default, if you create with a basic template, so that will be added. Okay, so if you want to do defining how menu item should appear. Okay, so if we are not creating with a basic template, so we need to use resource inflate design pattern. Okay, you need to know that. So if you are not creating a project with the basic activity template, then we need to use with the resource inflate design pattern. So what this pattern says, so this pattern makes easy to create option menus. How it makes to create easily the option menus? So let's see with the steps, following steps. Okay, as you see in the diagram. So first step is XML menu resource. Second step is we need to inflate the menu. Third step, after inflating the menu, we need to handle that menu item clicks. Okay, fourth step. So as soon as you click that menu item step, menu items, so then we need to perform actions for that particular click. So let's see one by one. So first step is XML menu resource. So first we are going to create a menu resource file for the menu items. Okay, first step is we are going to create a XML menu resource file for menu items, and then we need to assign the, for these menu items we need to assign appearance and position attributes. Okay, we need to assign the appearance and position attributes. So next step is inflating the menu. So here we need to override on create option method. Okay, we need to override the on create options menu. Okay, we need to override the on create options menu in our activity. So third step is, see, you will be getting the options like this. If you click any one of the options, so if you get like this, you will be clicking one of the options, menu items. So for that, we need to handle the menu item clicks. Okay, so you need to use an on click attribute, okay, for each of the item. So we need to have on click attribute for each of the item. So then we need to have a method in our activity that is on option item selected method. So we need to have an after active. So as soon as you select that particular item, what it should be performed. So for that performance of a particular action, we need to have a method on options items selected, where this particular method is going to handle the menu item clicks. Okay, we need to add, it will be this method will be handling the menu item clicks, and this method is going to determine which menu item was clicked. Okay, which menu item was being clicked. So next fourth step is we need to perform the action. So for that, to perform an action, we will be creating a method so that it to perform the actions of the option menu items. Whatever the item you have been clicked, what action to be clicked, performed. So for that, we will be creating a method. So next is creating an XML resource for the menu. Okay, for creating an XML resource for the menu. So how you create an XML? So as I said in this diagram, that is XML menu response. Okay, so that is XML menu response. So how we are going to create? So in this first step, I said we need to create an XML menu resource file. So how we are going to create an XML resource for the menu? So if you want to create an XML resource, XML menu resource, we need to follow these steps. So first step is to go to the resource folder directory, click on that resource directory, that is resource folder. So then right click on that particular res folder, then go to the file, new, and select Android resource directory. Okay, then select the Android resource directory. So if you select the Android resource directory, the dialog will be appear. There you need to choose menu. There will be a drop down will be there. There you need to select the menu as the resource and click OK. Give the menu name and click OK. So next, click the menu directory. So as soon as you click OK here, within the resource, so within the resource folder, okay, within the resource folder, the menu folder will be created. So go to that particular menu directory, that is menu folder, right click on that menu, choose file new, and there you will be having an options menu resource file. Okay, so you select that menu resource file, pop up one dialog will be appearing. So there you need to enter the file name as menu underscore item. Okay, and then click OK. So if you click OK, you will be created with the new XML file, menu underscore main XML file will be created, where this XML file will be created within the menu directory. Okay, whatever the menu have been created within the menu directory, you will be having an XML file. So the third step is, after creating this, you need to open menu underscore main.xml. Okay, then click the text tab next to the design tab. At the bottom, and show the text of the particular file. So there in this file, you open. So first, if you open this, you need to use the item tag. So if you want to create a menu items, you need to use an item tag within the menu.xml. So after setting and inflating the XML, so whatever I said after setting that, inflating the XML resource. See in this code. See in this code, you have a menu file, XML file. There we have created an item with the settings. Okay, so settings will. Okay, as that code. So after setting up and inflating the XML resources in the activity, so this three dot buttons will appear. So as soon as you click on these three dots, you will be getting a menu item. So next is defining how menu item should appear. Okay, so to add more options, menu item. So if you want to have a more menu items in your app, okay, we need to add the item tags in the menu underscore main.xml. So as you see in this example, so there are two menu items. Okay, as you see in this example, there are two menu items. One is for setting and one more is an icon. One more is icon. So how to add the icons for the menu items? So let's see how we need to add the icons for menu items. So if you want to add, specify the icons for the particular menu app bar, we need to go for the resource folder. So there in under the resource res folder or res directory, there is a drawable. So in that drawable, click on the drawable, right click on the drawable, new. If you want image asset or vector asset, you can select that, and then we need to choose from the drop down, we need to choose the action bar and tab items. Then we need to edit the icon name and click OK and click finish. Whatever the icon you have been selected, that will be come under the drawable directory. So there, if you get the, so if you want to add that icon, you need to use an attribute, icon attribute. So there under the drawable folder, whatever the icon you have been selected, that name will be, that path will be given in the icon directory. So let's see with this, this with an example. So I will be creating a new project. Here I am not selecting basic activity. I will be selecting an empty activity. So I will be given name. I will be clicking finish. So this is going to create the new project. Okay. So it takes time until it creating a project. So the project has been created. Still the Gradle project sync is in progress. So let's see how to add an icon and how to add an overflow button, and within that overflow button, how to add an option menus, overflow option menus, how to add that. So how to show that, we will see those things. So one thing we need to remember, we need to inflate the main resource. Okay, so as I said here, let's see whether the project has been created. Still the Gradle configuration project is going on. So if you are how to inflating the main resource means, okay, so if you are not creating with the basic activity template, okay, so in our activity we need to inflate the main resource. So how we are going to inflate that? So we're going to inflate that menu resource by using a method on create option menu method. Okay, this is on create option menu method. So where within that method, we will be getting a method get menu inflator. Okay, get menu inflator. So what this get menu inflator will do? So this method returns menu inflator. Okay, this method will return menu inflator. So where this menu inflator is a class, menu inflator is a class which is used to instantiate the menu XML files for the menu. Okay, which is going to, this get menu inflator method is going to return the menu inflator class. Okay, where this class is used to instantiate the menu XML files, where into the menu XML files into menu objects. So this class, whatever that is menu inflator class, will provide a method inflate. Okay, it will provide a method inflate where it takes a parameter. Okay, where this menu inflator method takes a parameter resource ID for that particular XML layout resource, where it is going to, if you give that resource ID, it is going to load that resource. It is going to load that resource and the menu to inflate into the method. Okay, so let's see whatever the methods and whatever the inflate method I have said. So let's see all those methods with an example. Still the Gradle is building. Okay, now I think we have got. No. See here first, what I will do, I will add an icon. Where we need to add an icon? See if this is your path. This is your path where in the app folder there is a resource folder. In that there will be drawable. So click on the drawable, right click, new. I'll be selecting the vector asset. So here I will be selecting. It takes time to load the icons. I'll be selecting the vector image. Okay. See, I am selecting this. Okay. So and click OK. So I will change this name as search underscore menu. Okay. So and I will be clicking next and I will be clicking finish. See, this particular icon has been appeared. Okay. If you want here, you can change with the color. Okay. Fill color will be there. You can change here. Whatever the color you want, you can change over here. Okay. So then how we need to add the menu resource file. Okay, so how we need to add the menu resource file? We need to follow the steps. How we need to create the XML resource. So go to the resource folder, right click on that, new. Okay, Android resource directory. So there is an option called Android resource directory. So I'm not getting my new folder. Okay. Go to the resource folder, right click, new, Android resource directly, click on that. You will be getting a new resource dialog box will be appearing. Here there is a doctrine. Okay, there you're going to select the menus and we can give, so directory name will be same. So then click OK. So if you click OK, see here in the resource, within the resource, you will be getting the menu directory, menu folder. So here you click on that menu and click right click on that. Okay, there you select, go to the new. Okay, there you will be having a menu resource file. So click on that menu resource file. Here you give whatever the name you can. I will be giving menu items. Okay, menu items. The all will be the same. Then go and go with them. Okay. See here you will be within the menu. You got your XML. So here go to the code. So here you will be having a menu. Okay, within that, what you need to do, you need to add a item tag. So I will in the item tag, what it should be there? ID. So ID, I will give item 1. Okay. So there we need to add title. I will be saying this title as item 1. Okay, see here, you are getting the changes. If you see here, you will be getting the changes. So how you need to add this? Okay, so how we need to add the icon? So for the, if you want to add the icon, there is an attribute icon. So where is that particular icon? We need to add @drawable. Okay, @drawable. What the icon we have, name we have, search ad. So if you click, okay. So if you done this, you need to show that. Okay, we need to show that particular icon in the app bar. So if you want to show that, we have an app colon. Here we have an app colon show as action. So you will be getting an error. Just click on that where you are getting error and press Alt Enter. See that particular resource has been added over here. Okay. So there I will be giving is equals to the double quotes. There is an option if. So there are so many options. There are four options are there for this particular attribute. Always, if room, never, with. Okay. So first we will know about if room. Okay. So if room. See here, this particular icon has been appeared in your app bar. So I will close this. So as this is how we are going to add an item. So let's see. Now we need to add one or more items here. Okay, if you want to add one or more items, so let's see. Okay, so drop down. So I will add for that particular item. I will be having an ID item 2. I will give title where item 2. Okay, so then I will say this as an app show action never. So okay, if you click never, see this is the three dot button is going to be appear. Okay, so never will if you use never for this particular app colon show as an action for this particular attribute, if you use the value never, so it places the item in the app bar. Okay, instead, so it won't place the particular item in the app bar. Instead of that, it is going to list the app bar's menu. Okay, it will be instead of that, it will be listing the item in the app bar's overflow menu. Okay, it will be listed as an overflow menu. So if you use the value if room, it will only place the item in the app bar. Okay, so if there is a room, it means that if it is having a space, if there is having a room in that particular app bar, so if you use the value if room, that particular icon will be placed in the app bar. So if there is not enough room in that particular app bar, all items will be marked. Okay, so with the this will be displayed in the remaining items. So if there is any no room, okay, so when this no room will be there, if you have so many icons here, then will be no room. So if you want to display the icons, we need to use the app colon show as icon with the value if room. So if you want the list as an overflow menu, then we need to use the value never. Okay. So next I will be adding one more item. Okay, so item ID I will be giving item 3 with the title item 3. So here title means whatever. See, for example, if you want this item as edit, you can give edit, or if you want this item as delete, you can give delete. I will make this app show icon as never. Okay, so next I will be giving one more item. I will be creating ID with item 4. I will give the title as shape. Okay, I will be giving the item as share. I will make this app show icon as never. So as soon as you're doing, see, this is how it will be displaying. If you click on this three dot button, edit, delete, share. See, for example, if you want for this particular option, submenu items. So how to create the submenu items? So here we need to create menu. Sorry. First you take this within that item. Sorry, once again, 1 minute. first we need to have a menu. We need to have a one more menu, right? So where this menu we want. So for example, here is an item called share. So where you want to share, whether you want to share with the WhatsApp or whether you want to share with a mail, how you want to share this. Okay, for that we need to have a menu within the item. Okay, within the item we need to have a menu. Here I will create one more item with an ID, sub item 1. I will give the title as WhatsApp, and I will show app show action as never. And I will be having one more sub item ID, sub item 2, title as mail. I will give, and I will the show as action as never. I will close this. See, as you see here, see, we will be getting an option. So okay, so now we are done with the menu items. So we need to perform actions, right? So as I said, so we will be having how we need to inflate the menu resources. Okay, we need to inflate the menu resources for the activity. So how we are going to do the inflate the menu resources to the activity? We need to go to the main activity. So there, after on create, you press Control O, you will be getting a list of options, methods you will be getting if you click Control O. So there you search with on create option menus. Okay, so here click enter. Okay, so here you click enter. So what we need to do on create. So we need to, this method is to inflate the menu resources. What we need first. Okay, so here in the return you make this as true. Okay, so inside this we need to, so what this, why this method will be used to inflate the menu resources. For that we need to use a class menu inflator. Okay, so menu inflator inflator is equals to, so here what we need to use, get menu inflate. Okay, we need to get that menu inflate. So next, for this particular menu inflator object, we need to inflate it. Okay, so where we are going to pass the ID of that particular menu dot. So what is the ID? Menu items. Correct. Okay, so here we need to inflate the menu resources. For that we have created a method on create option menu. So when we create that for the inflating the menu resources, we will be using a method on create option. So within that, we are going to use a get inflator method, where this method is going to return the menu inflator. So that's why we will be using a menu inflator object to get the menu inflator. Okay, so here it will be having a inflator dot inflate. So here we are going to pass this. What we need to inflate? We need to inflate the menu. So that's why we are going to pass the this particular menu in the inflate method. Okay, we are going to pass the inflate method. So next, after this, what we need to do? So let's see. We are inflated. Now click Control O. Okay. So now what we need to do? Again, you click the Control O. So after this method, click Control O. You will be getting an options. There you need to select on option items. Okay, on option items selected. So if you click on that particular item, what if you select particular item, what it has to be done? So here you will be getting a method. So in this, as soon as you select, what it has to be happen. Okay, what has to be happen. So let's see how to code this. So for that, we will be using a switch case. Okay, we will be using a switch. Okay, so what for that particular item, we need to get that item. Okay, we need to get the item ID. So how to do that? Case one. So case all dot id dot item one. So if you click on that id one, so let's whatever the options you want to do, you can do code here. I will show how I will toast a message here. So I will toast a message. So where you need to show in this particular activity only, that is I have used the context this. Okay, what you need to toast selected item one. Selected item one. So I will make toast dot toast dot length long. I will show use the method show. Okay, so what happens if you click on that? So it has to what happens if you click on that item one, it has to toast a message and return true. Next is if you click on the okay, so let's check with this. I will be toasting a message. I have written only the code for item one. Okay, then I will make default. Okay, I will make a default. I will remove this code. Okay, and I will click over here once again. Okay, I will take this line of code and I will return this as a default. Okay, so if you see here, this is how it appears. Okay, let's see. Now we will run this and we will see how it works. So I will be connecting my device. So I will be connecting my device. As soon as I connect, I will appears. I will run this. So as soon as you run, it takes time to build the Gradle. So Gradle build is running. So I will share my mobile device screen. Okay. I will share my device screen so that you can see how this particular app is going to run. So still the Gradle is running. So you need to remember, we need to add the menu resource item. So and we need to inflate that. So how we are going to inflate that? By using a method on create option menu. So there you will be using a method from the menu inflator class. So after getting the menu inflator, we need to inflate that particular item. So which item you are going to inflate it? That is menu items.xml. That is a whole file. So where it is, that is in a menu. So after that, if you click on that particular option, if you select that particular item, what to be happen? We need to write the code. So for that, we need to use a method on option item selected. Okay. So there, how we need to select, what happens if you select item 1 or item 2, likewise in this example. For that, we need to use a switch. So there, item dot get item ID. As soon as you click, you need to get that item ID. How you write for that? How we are going to identify that item through the ID? So that's why in the switch case, we have written item. So 1 second. I got some little error here. Okay. So still the Gradle build running. Still the Gradle is running. So let's wait for 2 more minutes. So it is taking time due to the Gradle process. Okay, guys, I think I'm getting some error. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Okay, stop this. Okay, this is how we are going to create an icon and an option overflow menu options. Okay, so as you see this, this is how you will get an action. In an app bar, how the action options you will be getting, and as you see this example. This is about the app bar and option menus. How we need to create an XML menu resource folder, how we need to create an icon and an option overflow options. Thank you.